Let us discuss the present and the future of the plight we are faced in with the Delta variant of SARS-CoV-2 virus and learning to live with it. Let's look forward and upwards. We understand this Delta variant much better now than when it was first identified in India in December 2020. Delta variant is very worrying. It is highly contagious, highly transmissible, undergoing changes, and will be with us with more mutations for a very long time. While antibodies from COVID-19 infection, not the vaccine, may offer some degree of protection against another future COVID infection, those who have already had the virus may still be vulnerable to the Delta variant, the current predominant strain, which is more contagious than the previous variants. On the same breath, one could say, after having both coronavirus vaccine jabs of any kind is not a guarantee that you are immune from further COVID-19 infections. It is also becoming true that those people who have had their second vaccine jab, the antibodies formed in your body may wane within months, and the need for a third booster may be required. It is also becoming a fact that if you are unvaccinated and not practicing preventive strategies, is at high risk for infection by the new Delta variant. A Mayo Clinic study, for example, found the Moderna vaccine had an 86% effective rate at preventing infection with Alpha variant, compared to 76% for Pfizer vaccine. But against the Delta variant, Moderna's effectiveness fell to 76% and Pfizer dropped all the way to 42%. So why clamor for the Pfizer vaccine? Preliminary data from 7 states in the US suggests that breakthrough COVID-19 infections among vaccinated people may be on the rise due to the more contagious Delta variant. Breakthrough cases accounted for about 1 in 5 newly diagnosed cases in 6 of the states, according to the New York Times. Hospitalizations and deaths among vaccinated people may be higher than previously thought as well. So, where do we stand? When will the good old days come back? That is the question. Delta variant has become the normal variant in so many countries and superseded Alpha, Beta and Gamma variants. Vaccine against future Delta variants that mutate frequently will be annual jabs in future, may replace the flu shot. This variant has spread to at least 90 countries and is supposed to be 50% more transmissible than the previous Alpha and Beta variants and the original coronavirus that caused the pandemic. Neutralizing antibodies from COVID-19 vaccination circulate in the body, recognize and bind to the virus and stop it from entering cells and replicating. But it is found that the Delta variant is less sensitive to neutralizing antibodies produced in your body against this variant. We must realize that the trials for the vaccine efficacy occurred prior to Delta becoming the predominant variant. A report in the New England Journal of Medicine (NEJM) in April showed that 33 participants who had received the Moderna vaccine during the phase 1 trial had a gradual decline in antibody protection. Our body has a specialized search and destroy army. Antibodies are key players in that fight. They are Y-shaped proteins that bind to the body's foreign invaders and signal the immune system to get to work. It is the T cells that can kill virus-infected cells, which should provide important protection. They can be called the search battalion of the immune system, search and destroy the invaders. Neutralizing antibody levels are highly predictive of immunity protection against this variant. Unfortunately, the coronavirus is smart enough to evade the neutralizing antibodies and cause more havoc by further transmission, being resistant to neutralization. Antibodies bind to the invaders, which triggers a cascade of actions to destroy the invader. They are part of the adaptive immune system. Most people who had their 2 vaccinations are getting worried because many of them have got the Delta variant reinfection and the scientists don't have answers. Though the immune system protects the body, in the case of the Delta variant seems to be not functioning properly. One consolation is that most COVID reinfection vaccination will keep patients out of the hospital, and that is the most important thing vaccination can do. Is this scientific fact true? Yes, in theory, but we are aware of so many people who got breakthrough reinfection and demised after hospitalization. Vaccinated people appear to be getting the coronavirus at a surprisingly high rate. It is fortunate to note and predict the immunity induced by the mRNA vaccines is stronger and more reliable than natural immunity produced by contact through COVID-19 infection. That may be because the natural immunity varies from person to person, so it is necessary to vaccinate people who have already had the COVID-19 infection. One of the best known outbreaks among vaccinated people occurred in the small beach town of Provincetown, Massachusetts, as thousands of vaccinated and unvaccinated alike gathered on dance floors and at house parties over the 4th of July weekend to celebrate the holiday. And what seemed like a turning point in the pandemic, about 3/4 of the 469 infections were among vaccinated people. The incident prompted CDC to recommend wearing a mask regardless of vaccination status. It was revealed that in Israel it was found after the second jab the protection weakened and recently the breakthrough cases needed hospitalization. Studies also show that Delta replicates more quickly in the human cells and generates more virus particles than other variants, though vaccines still seem to protect against serious infections. Nevertheless, many studies have shown that Moderna and Pfizer vaccines still protects against Delta, though not as well as against previous variants. Most of the new cases of COVID-19 infections are unvaccinated people, as much as 90% of them. Other factors that lead to the rapid spread of COVID-19 is due to the causes that man has created, driven by relaxed social distancing and poor mask guidelines and not obeying the government restrictions. The focus back is on prevention. In addition to having the vaccinations, in the US, early COVID vaccinations have saved almost 140,000 US deaths. According to the Johns Hopkins Coronavirus Resource Center, more than 625,000 people in the US have died from COVID-19 since January 2020. As of August 23, 2021, about 51.5% of the US population have been fully vaccinated to help protect them from the disease. A recent study in the journal Health Affairs estimates that the number of COVID-19 deaths that the US has averted because of its vaccine distribution may be close to 140,000. Hope this presentation was useful. Go for the 2 jabs soon. See you again. Stay safe and goodbye for now.